When Jake and Emma Carter bought their first home, they thought they'd found paradise. A quiet cul-de-sac, freshly painted fences, identical mailboxes standing at perfect attention like little soldiers. Lawns so evenly cut they looked photoshopped. What they didn't realize was that they had just moved into the most tightly monitored suburban ecosystem in America. Welcome to Maplebrook Estates. Jake and Emma pulled up in their slightly dented moving truck, exhausted but completely excited. Emma hopped out, a huge smile on her face. "This is it, babe. Our first home." Jake looked around, a little uneasy. "Why does it feel like we're being watched?" And then they saw them. 3 women stood in a neat triangle formation across the street. Perfectly styled hair, clipboards in hand. One of them held a laminated binder that said, "Maplebrook Estates Community Standards Revised 47th Edition." The leader stepped forward. "Hello, I'm Cynthia. Welcome to the neighborhood." Her smile didn't quite reach her eyes. Emma smiled politely. "Hi, I'm Emma. This is Jake." Cynthia cut her off. "Yes, we saw your moving truck exceeded the 15-minute unloading grace period by 6 minutes." Jake blinked, confused. "We just got here," another woman, Denise, whispered loudly. "That's how it starts." Within 24 hours, the couple received a written warning for placing their trash bins 3 inches too close to the curb. Then came a note about Jake's aggressively casual lawn mowing pattern. And finally, a community reminder that wind chimes were permitted only if they played in approved tonal keys. Emma stared at the email in disbelief. "Approved tonal keys? Is this a music conservatory?" Jake whispered back. "I think we moved into a suburban simulation." Determined to fit in, Emma volunteered to bring brownies to the neighborhood welcome potluck. She arrived smiling, holding a tray high. Cynthia immediately approached and inspected them like a customs officer. "Are these store-brand chocolate chips?" she asked, her voice laced with suspicion. Emma hesitated. "Yes." Collective gasp rippled through the cul-de-sac. Denise clutched her pearls dramatically. "We only support artisan ingredients." Jake leaned over and whispered to Emma, "Next time, we'll source cacao from a single, ethically meditating farmer." One Saturday morning, Jake decided to sleep in. This was a big mistake. At 9:02 a.m. sharp, the doorbell rang. Cynthia stood there holding a ruler. "Your grass has reached 2.76 inches. Jake squinted, still half asleep. "That's not even 3 inches. Cynthia's voice dropped to a conspiratorial whisper. "The limit is 2.75. Jake stared at the ruler, then back at her face, looking for any sign of a joke. "You're kidding?" She was not kidding. Emma finally snapped, not angrily, but creatively. She printed up flyers and posted them around the neighborhood. "Maplebrook Block Party, no rules edition. Free lemonade, music, lawn games, wear whatever you want." The neighborhood Karens showed up, of course, clipboards at the ready, prepared to document every infraction. But then, something strange happened. Kids started laughing and running around. Music was playing loudly. Someone accidentally knocked over a decorative flamingo instead of outrage. Someone else just laughed and set it back up. Denise cautiously removed her perfectly pressed cardigan. Cynthia even tried the lemonade. "Is this from concentrate?" she asked, her face unreadable. Emma smiled brightly. "Absolutely." Cynthia took another sip. And then, something miraculous occurred. She didn't complain. Over the next few weeks, things started to change. The grass height rule was amended to simply keep it reasonable. Wind chimes were suddenly allowed in all tonal keys. The massive community binder shrank from 400 pages down to just 37. One evening, Cynthia even admitted to Emma, "You know, it's exhausting being in charge of everything." Emma replied gently, "You don't have to be." Jake chimed in. "Also, nobody actually measured your hydrangeas." Cynthia blinked. "They're slightly uneven." Jake just shrugged. "Still like them." 6 months later, Maplebrook Estates was normal. Kids played freely in their yards. Neighbors chatted with each other without clipboards in hand. The ruler was officially retired. Jake and Emma sat on their porch one evening, just taking it all in. Emma smiled. "Remember when we thought we'd made a huge mistake moving here?" Jake laughed. Turns out they weren't monsters. Across the street, Cynthia waved and, She was wearing jeans. Jeans, Jake whispered in awe. Revolution. Sometimes, the strictest neighborhoods just need a little kindness, and maybe some lemonade from Concentrate. If you enjoyed this story, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, have you ever lived next to a Karen? See you next time.